afternoon, and thank you for joining us for SBB Live. Today, we are joined with a resident at Tuscany Villa of Naples, Miss Carol Fairweather. Carol, I just want to ask you to tell me, what is your very best memory?
My very best memory is my wedding day, and which was in 1960, April of 1960. So it was a very long time ago.
Yes, ma'am.
And it was a very rainy day, but that didn't dampen our spirits.
Good.
You know, I was a very nervous bride, but somehow I gained some serenity just as I was about to walk down the aisle. And my husband was nervous too, or my husband to be was very nervous.
Yeah.
He repeated when it came time for the wedding vows, he repeated himself a few times, but really felt at ease. I just knew that this was what I wanted to do and that we would be happy, and we were for 57 and a half years. I had all my friends, there, and a few girlfriends who had been married the year before were expecting,
Oh,
but we got around it. They weren't the bridesmaids. The bridesmaids weren't, but some of the other people that had duties to do, were, and we we just we just reveled in the fact that it was a wonderful, wonderful day. And by the time we were ready to walk back down the aisle, I guess I was pretty cocky in the fact that I have pictures that people said I looked like the cat that swallowed the canary. I finally done it, and that was I took a lot of ribbing, for that. But we didn't have a big wedding. It was just a very nice, day, and it was the church I had gone to for many, many years.
oh, good.
And the minister kind of teased me just before he administered the wedding vows. But it was a very nice day, and by the time the wedding was over, it was no longer raining. It was cloudy, but it wasn't raining, and we had a small reception with a lot of children as well as adults, and it was just in the local Knights of Columbus Hall. It wasn't any big sit-down dinner, but it was wonderful. And as I look back on it, it even seems more wonderful than it was. Yeah.
Do you
So,
remember what your first dance was?
oh, do you know? I think it was "I Love You Truly" or something, or maybe that was just in the song that my uncle was my soloist, and he
Oh,
he did that, the older, not the more modern, tunes of the day, but the "I Love You Truly" and what was it? Because and a few of those other things, but I can't exactly remember what the music was for the very first dance.
okay.
It was a long time ago.
You mentioned that he passed away a couple years ago. My
Yes,
condolences to you.
yeah.
How long were you married?
57 and a half years.
Wow.
He passed away in November, and it would have been 58 years in April,
Oh,
the following April. Yeah. Would have been almost 60 years had he lived now.
you had a very good run at it, didn't you?
I certainly did. and many happy days. We had our trials and tribulations and all. Had a couple of wonderful sons and yeah, I'm very, very pleased, that that's where it began. That was kind of the beginning of my life, my adult life.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was yeah, that was very good. But and
That's your
when,
very best memory in life, right?
that's right. That's right. And when I was asked what the happiest day of my life was, I thought, I don't know. I've had a lot,
Yeah.
but that was the beginning. It
It would
was
be it would be a very hard question for me to answer, but I was very excited to do this series and interview some of my beloved seniors because I know you all have such fantastic stories to share. And you're only my second one,
oh,
believe it or
okay.
not. Both of you have now talked about your wedding day, which I find incredibly sweet and endearing, and they just don't make them like that anymore, right?
I know it. I really believe that. Yeah, when we got married for life.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
that's how it turned out.
So tell me, what's your favorite day so far at Tuscany Villa?
Well, that, that's hard to say, but the most recent one was probably luau.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
fun.
I even won an orchid plant
Oh, wow. Good for
for
you.
the best, for the one who was most authentic, I
Oh, I
guess.
love
I had a boo and all, and they provided a paper lei, and I had a flower in the side of my hair, and it,
it.
it was very nice. It was really very nice. Yeah, and
Nice.
we had.
Hopefully, Colleen can send me some pictures.
Okay, she's nodding her head. Yes, she
Okay. Well, thank you so much for joining us today for SBB Live, Miss Carol. It was a pleasure to meet you.
Well, thank you very much. It was a pleasure to meet you. I was very nervous about this because, sometimes I get a little tongue tied. I
You
have a
did
habit of talking
fantastic.
too fast. I
You
talk
did
sometimes before I think. So, so
fantastic.
anyway, thank you.